Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. On today's episode, Lauren and I talk about the Charlie Sheen documentary and our thoughts on the Emmys. Check it out. Welcome to Gross Anatomy, where we explore the sights, smells, and sounds of medicine, how it relates to movies, TV, books, podcasts, and the world around us. And I'm Dr. Jason Cohen.
And I am Lauren Taylor, and we are happy to be with you a few days after the Emmys, which we're going to get into.
Yeah. We're talking about the Emmys.
We're talking about the Emmys, and we both were right. I don't know if you filled out any Emmy pools, but I did one.
Did we do an Emmy pool? I don't remember. Did you?
We didn't do one this year. My aunt always does.
Lauren, come on. You normally have me do an Emmy pool.
Why? Because you were out. But
I was out of town. So blame it on me. Put it on me.
But I feel like we talked about wanting Noah Wyle to win, who won.
He won?
For Best Lead Actor in a Drama. And this was his first win out of 7 nominations, 5 for ER. So
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm still waiting for him to call me. I'm still waiting for Noah Wyle to call to say, hey, Dr. Cohen, we need you for season 2 of The Pitt. I'm still waiting. I don't know why they haven't called me. I really don't get it.
Well, he basically said his Emmy, he goes, this is for you, for all those like about to go on like their first shift or leaving the night shift. And I was like, I bet Dr. Cohen is going in now. Maybe he's on call.
Actually, I don't know if you listened to the speech. He actually said, this is for you. And then very quietly, he said, Dr. Jason Cohen. And then he continued his speech. Did you get that? I don't know if you did. Yeah.
Got it. I thought that this is for you part was cute. I was like, you're in that category.
And there you go. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we did a good episode we did 2 episodes about the Pitt, didn't we?
Yeah, we went into each episode of the Pitt.
Right. We did a deep dive into each episode. That was those were 2 fun episodes. I would check those out, everybody.
That's a 2-parter. Yeah. I like those episodes a lot.
Me too.
And then your favorite character won, Nurse Dana, Catherine Lanessa. I don't know how to say it.
I like her.
She won for Best Supporting Actress. And,
she was great. She's the nurse that got punched in the face.
Yes. I was happy she won too.
Yes, me too. I was not happy that she got punched in the face, but she was great. And the interesting thing is, I don't think I've ever seen her in anything else. Have you?
No, but she's apparently been working for a long time.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she was married to, what's the actor's name? I'm blanking.
I have no clue. I can't help you. No idea.
He was in Blue Velvet. Harvey Keitel. No, not Harvey Keitel.
Really?
No.
Oh, Hopper?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. She was married to Hopper?
Yeah, I think so.
No way. That's an interesting full circle because we were talking about the Charlie Sheen thing and the Charlie Sheen documentary. Are we talking about that today too, or that's a whole other episode?
We're getting into that today.
But the interesting thing about that is that the beginning of the Charlie Sheen, I know I'm totally taking this out of order, but the beginning of the Charlie Sheen documentary talks about Martin Sheen, his dad, who was in what movie?
Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now. What actor was in Apocalypse Now?
Dennis Hopper.
And I love that character. The crazy guy who's married to the thing, but the crazy guy in Apocalypse Now. And I've told this story. I think I've told Storytime Sundays about this story about this patient I had, last name Chavez, who was one of my early patients who bought me a lottery ticket. He was basically a homeless guy, but he bought me a lottery ticket when Hannah, my daughter, was born. But Chavez reminded me, this is a crazy full circle moment. Chavez, who I loved, and I miss that man. He died years later, but he reminded me of Dennis Hopper in Apocalypse Now. Like, that was this guy Chavez. But he and I built this crazy connection, and he was sick in the hospital. I went to visit him when he was sick in the hospital. My kid had just been born. My second daughter, 21 years ago, had just been born. And I went to, and he was in the hospital. I was at the hospital because my daughter was born. And I went to just check on him and see how he's doing. And he had a card for me and a lottery ticket as a gift.
So sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a great character. And you need great characters in life and in movies. So I think that was her first husband.
Wow.
Not who she's married to now and who she thanked, who's also an actor, but I don't know his name.
I don't know if you heard her acceptance speech. At a certain point, she also said, I thank Dr. Jason Cohen. She also thanked me. It was weird. Everybody kind of thanked me that night, or anyone who matters thanked me that night.
And it won for Best Drama, which I also voted for.
Although, was the Bear nominated too?
Yes, but it's in that comedy category.
Oh,
it didn't. I don't think it won anything. It's weird because it's like, so we both agree like this season is fantastic. Like maybe one of the best.
Yeah, but and I'm deliberately dragging it out.
But they're voting on last season. Like, it's
right.
And the third season wasn't the best.
Right. Got it.
So it's confusing. Okay. The studio one, which wasn't my favorite show. It was that comedy with Seth Rogen.
Wait, did anyone else win from the Pit or just those two?
No, I don't know if it won for any writing. I'm not sure.
Yeah. It did at one point. I don't know if you heard, they said, and the Pit and Dr. Jason Cohen. They did that another time also. I'm not sure if you heard that part, but yeah.
They thanked the technicians. I wanted them to say medical consultants, but they didn't specifically say that.
Yeah. Because we have a friend and colleague and former guest of Gross Anatomy podcast, Ambar, who's a nurse and who was featured on the show a bunch. So she's part of that whole crew of the Emmy, which is pretty amazing.
Well, Noah Wyle thanked the crew, so that's
very cool. And there you go. Ambar Martinez. She's great.
Yeah, and I saw there's like a quick little trailer thing out now that the Pitt season 2 is coming in January.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that call.
Which is remarkable because they can actually make a show like they used to, year after year, instead of waiting 3 years.
Yes.
It's coming at a normal time, which is nice.
There you go. That is good. I agree.
The other thing about the Emmys is Adolescence won big. Did you see that?
No. I think I might have heard about it. What is that?
It's such a dark 4-part show. I don't even...
Did you watch it?
Mm-hmm.
You did?
Because people were talking about it so much and it was like up for Emmys and I was like, let me check this out. And I usually like British things.
Right.
But it's so real and raw. It's about a family whose son does kill a girl. He's like...
Oh, yes. I think we did watch a little bit of it, but and the dad and who's the dad? The dad is
well, he actually plays in like Italian mafia guy in a lot of stuff. Stephen Graham.
I don't remember, but that yeah. So you watched the whole thing?
So yeah, I watched it all, and my husband and I were kind of like, why did we watch that afterwards? I mean, it was good, but it was so heavy.
And what did they win for? What did that thing win?
It won for like best limited series, and the kid that played the killer, I don't know if he filmed it when he was like 14, maybe younger, but he became the youngest actor to ever win.
So spoil it for me because I'm not going to watch it. Did he indeed kill the girl?
He did. And my husband kept like waiting for it to be like not him. And I was like, this is not that story. This is like he killed this girl and how the family has to grapple with it and the community. And
I hate those. I hate I don't need to ever hear about those stories. I don't need to see those stories. There's enough crap like that in the real world. I don't want to watch it on a TV or a movie.
It was very well done, but it was who needs it? Recommend it to you and feel good about myself.
I ain't gonna watch it. Ain't gonna be watched by me.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. But I thought it was cool he became the youngest winner. So that's all I got about the Emmys.
That's good stuff.
And you might hear my dogs in the background. My husband's just returning from a business trip, so it's kind of bad timing, but he knows we're recording. So
that's good. We love Goose and who?
Vito Corleone.
Vito and Goose. I love that. Not Maverick and Goose, but Vito and Goose.
Vito and Goose, yeah.
Nice.
You had to have an Italian name, you know?
I love it.
Yeah. All right, so that's the Emmys. Oh, they did raise a lot of money for the Boys and Girls Club of America. Did you see that part?
I saw like a little clip, like as long as they don't go over, the money goes to the Boys and Girls Club kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it wasn't like well received. I mean, it is kind of weird that every like I don't know, dig is like at the people who are winning awards to like go faster. It's like that's the whole reason you're watching it. Like I want
I
to
know
see
that's
Noah
true.
Wyle say whatever he wants to say.
Yeah, that's a
But
little
so,
true.
but then I guess you don't want to become boring. So the host Nate Bargatze, he was going to give $100,000 to the Boys and Girls Club, but for every second their speech went over 45 seconds, he was going to deduct $1,000. So that's the Emmys. And then I don't know if you wanted to say anything about Robert Redford dying. I thought that was
Robert Redford
I don't know.
died. Yeah.
At 89. It didn't say why, so I can't get into it medically, but
I don't know, and I have no idea about his health, but he hadn't been around in a long time. Although I think one of his last movies, he was in superhero. He was in the superhero movie,
I
the
saw
Marvel
that
movie.
on his
Yeah,
IMDb, but I don't watch those movies, so I was surprised. But
yeah,
you saw him.
yeah. He had a very little role, like towards as like the head. I forgot what his role was. Yeah, but he was in the the whole Marvel universe. He got into the Marvel universe.
That's very surprising since he started Sundance, and it's cool to think about. He started it in 1981, which I didn't realize it was that old, but it helped
Yeah,
start the careers of Tarantino and just a lot of people. So
and it really put Sundance on the map and skiing on the map. All
Mhm.
that, it's like a whole thing started because of him. Like it might not have been a thing. But
Right.
what's your favorite Redford movie?
That's what I was trying to think of. I guess the one that I watch the most is All the President's Men, which I really
Hmm,
love.
that's a good one. Yeah. As much as I love and respected Redford, he was also great as a director too, right?
Yeah, he was.
But is there like the movie with I know he was in with Paul Newman. What
The
movie?
School, Butch
The
Cassidy and the Sun
Butch
and
Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and I love their friendship.
Mhm.
But to me, it was still Paul Newman. Like it was Paul. Yeah, and then Robert Redford, and same with even All the President's Men. That was him and
Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman.
Mhm.
He was kind of like the face, but amazing also. I
Mhm.
mean, just and then he's in some fun, silly movies with with what the hell? Why am I Barbara Streisand? He was in what movie was he in with Barbara
The
Streisand? Was
Way
it
We
Funny
Were.
Girl? The Way
Yeah.
We Were? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. He was in The Way We Were.
Um,
Um,
he
trying to
was in the
think.
movie with Brad Pitt because I think they were
Yes,
supposedly lookalikes, or Brad Pitt was the younger him, and they were in the
right,
movie Spy Game together, and
right. The
I
spy
actually
movie.
like
That was a fun movie,
that.
also.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did like that. I should Google a list of Robert Redford movies and see what my true favorite was. Did 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 you?
Do you like The Natural? Do you like baseball?
Oh
That
yeah, The
one.
Natural was good, but
Mhm.
he directed that. Oh no, he was in that. He was in that.
Yeah, he
Yeah, he was the
directed.
baseball player. Yeah,
He won an
exactly.
Oscar. He actually beat Scorsese for Raging Bull. He won for Ordinary
Wow.
People. I think that was the
Ordinary.
first thing he ever directed, which is a brilliant movie.
That was a good movie, but another one of those sad, depressing movies that really, do we really have to? Yeah, and The Sting. He was in The Sting,
Hmm.
right? I'm trying to see, but Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid was just fun,
I
fun.
mean, it's
Paul
fantastic.
Newman. Yeah, but I'm trying. The Sting was fun. The Way We Were. What else? 3 Days of the Condor. All the President's Men. The Natural. Yeah. Out of Africa. Forgot about that one.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Indecent Proposal. What
Oh,
about
yeah,
that
there
one?
you go. I think
Yeah.
that could be
Woody
considered
Harrelson,
fun.
Demi Moore. Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah, that was an interesting one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, he was a legend.
So I was going to say that for What Are We Watching, but I just did it. I did it really. So Robert Redford.
Yeah.
I've seen, yeah, I guess it only said that he died peacefully in Utah by the sunset that he loved. So
Nobody knows.
my husband always is whenever people die at 89 or something, he's like, just time. It was time. But I'm always like, that's not a thing, is it?
You know,
That's not even that old anymore. I mean,
it's
it
not
is.
that old, but when I do hear someone makes it into their 80s, I think, Wow, that's blessed. You're blessed to make it into your 80s. I do think that. I do remember another weird story is when I first moved to LA 25 years ago, I was doing my fellowship and my mother had just died. So I was 30. My mother had just died in her 50s. And um, and I was taking care of a patient with cancer who ultimately did okay, who was in the hospital. And I'm not exaggerating, he was probably in his late 60s, early 70s, maybe even older. And I'm going to visit him and he starts crying. And I'm wondering why, and I had a good relationship with this guy. And he's like, I'm crying because my mother just died. And part of me at that point in my life wanted to say to him, screw you. My
Mhm.
my mother died, when I was 30, and you're in your 70s and your mom just died. But then I realized a mom is a mom is a mom, and having a mom is the greatest thing in the world. And it doesn't matter how old you are, you always want your mom. Hopefully you have that relationship with your mom. You always want your mom, and if they live to 100 and they die at 100, you're still losing your mom.
Right.
And it took me a little while to realize that. It was a weird moment that I realized it with that guy. I'm like, what? And it made me realize, a mom is a mom is a mom, and it doesn't matter. And it was an interesting moment that I had and I learned because of this guy. I went to medical school with a guy who blew my mind. Had the worst relationship with his mom, hated his mom, and his mom sounded like she was malignant. And he would tell me stories like they just did not have this relationship, and it blew my mind that someone, and it made me sad that someone could have that kind of relationship with their mom, which takes us to the bear, which
Mhm. No,
is
I was gonna say, haven't you watched enough entertainment to know there's all types of mothers?
yeah, and the mom, Jamie Lee Curtis, who's amazing,
Mhm.
especially in this season of The Bear too. Well, both all the seasons, um, you're like, okay, sometimes your mom, is crazy, and there's the whole thing about like the schizophrenic parent,
Mhm.
whether it's a real thing or not a real thing, or the schizophrenic mom, the mom is so nuts that the kid becomes nuts.
Wait,
There's that.
I don't know about this. What is it?
I don't know if it's a real scientific thing, but there's definitely books, fiction
Mhm.
about it, about the crazy parent that's so crazy, that their kid is crazy, kind of
Okay.
like Psycho, or
Mhm.
something like that. Um,
Passes
they
it on a bit, and but
pass it on by
genetically, but
behavior,
not genetically.
genetically and by behavior, it manifests
Mhm.
itself. I
Well,
don't know.
Crazy Moms too is like what we were talking about before. Not crazy, but cold is ordinary people.
Oh,
Mary Tyler Moore. I mean,
yeah. That's the mom yeah, exactly. Redford directed. That's the mom that I picture of this guy that I went to med school with is probably like ordinary people.
could be. It's
Yeah,
possible.
it's sad. That kind of mom makes me sad.
Well, moving in, segueing from
Yeah,
bad moms to who seemed like he had a good mom and definitely a good dad is Charlie Sheen, and he's got all these problems he can't blame his parents on.
yeah, yeah. Um, Although what's interesting, getting back to that is uh, the the Netflix. Did you watch both parts already?
I did. I only thought it was one part. It was like I felt like a little longer than it needed to be, but it's called AKA Charlie Sheen, and I guess it's
Yeah,
apparently a two part.
yeah. And you watch both parts?
I did.
Yeah. So I'm only like three-quarters of the way done, but it starts out with him in talking about his dad in Apocalypse Now,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
seeing his dad with his own addictions and all of that. And I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, it seemed like his dad overcame whatever was happening on that set pretty rapidly, pretty
Well, by
fast.
nearly dying.
Yeah. Yeah. It didn't really go further into it, but he said that Charlie helped him overcome that when he was like 15.
Right. But he had a massive heart attack on the set of Apocalypse Now.
He did. I always knew that, but I thought it was like more from acting and like, just not taking care of himself. I didn't realize it was from drugs,
I
which
think
is
it was
what
from
Charlie said.
everything. I think it was from
Okay.
all of the above, just not taking care of himself, not sleeping, immersing himself in crazy and probably drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I really think if you watch the whole thing, it's kind of like, what are we supposed to take from this, like his life? I honestly think he made it as like a love letter to his father. Like that's what it's like to me, because throughout it all, that kept coming up.
Yeah.
His dad kept being there.
Yeah.
Like, even though his dad didn't want to be in the documentary, and neither did Emilio Estevez, which made me feel weird about watching it. I was like, why don't they want to be in it? Is he not really like recovered, or they think he's gonna like go back, or like they don't think he should talk about this? I don't know. What do you think? Why wouldn't they want to be in it?
I think maybe they just weren't comfortable, airing their own stuff is my guess. Like keep, their private stuff. Like Charlie Sheen really talked about everything and revealed everything. And I think maybe they just didn't want to do that would be my guess. I don't know. I'm not really sure, but I saw that. But yeah, they're featured all over the thing. What really surprised, well, maybe I knew it but didn't realize I knew it, was they moved early to LA, and they had this crazy free LA lifestyle that Bernice, my wife, the master injector, shout out to you, always talks about how LA used to be amazing, no traffic, and it wasn't crazy jam packed.
I didn't realize that she grew up there. She grew up like over in Malibu, like where he grew up.
No, she grew up in Burbank in the valley, but they would go to Malibu, and it'd be like a quick drive to get anywhere, and it wasn't crazy. So, but I didn't realize that the Sheens were friends with the Penns, Sean Penn, and friends with George Clooney, and they were all buds hanging out as young kids.
Yeah, that was cool seeing some of their home movies and stuff. Yeah. And Sean Penn, I mean, he must really like Charlie Sheen to do that, because it didn't seem like something he would be in. And I liked his little quips. I mean, he's always interesting.
Exactly. That you would not think Sean Penn would be in that. Exactly. I don't know if it got mentioned, but recently for some reason I heard, and maybe it is in the second episode or something that I haven't watched yet. I heard an interview of Charlie Sheen praising Brett Ratner, who's a friend and has been a guest on Gross Anatomy podcast.
Yeah, people should listen to that episode. We had Brett Ratner on. He was a good guest.
Yeah. Was that in the documentary at all, that he talked about Brett Ratner?
Oh, no, maybe that's a different interview. It briefly touched upon it when he had Chris Tucker did like, some of the interview stuff.
Right.
So it would cut to Chris Tucker just like a few times, because they were in a movie together with the director Brett Ratner, and he said, I guess something he taped was when he was high or loaded or something. He didn't want to make it to the movie, and he said Brett Ratner worked with Magic, made sure it never saw the light of day. So that was a reference.
Right. So I heard that I recently, before even watching the documentary, I think I heard a clip on the radio or something about him praising Brett, how, and I don't know, I haven't asked Brett, and probably won't, but Charlie Sheen was saying something that like he really thanks Brett for being able to get Charlie Sheen, who was at the time of that movie high, like ridiculous, being able to get him through it and to work it. And Brett was like, let's do it, but you don't have to go crazy. And I think he was very understanding and compassionate, and helped him, as an individual, as a person, kind of function. And so that was kind of cool to hear. And I don't know, just shout out to Brett. In the early episode, they talk about the whole Ferris Bueller's Day Off. How he had that little scene in Ferris Bueller. I didn't realize that was like his first. I thought he had already been in some stuff before that, but apparently he hadn't really been in much before that.
It's weird when they show photos of him. He looks like such a handsome leading man, but now you see him and he doesn't the photos don't really match up, because he's done so much damage to himself. He's
done some stuff.
So I kind of forget that he was a handsome man at one point.
Oh, yeah. He was the man, like in Wall Street and the baseball movie. What was that?
Oh, yeah. Major League.
Major League. That was huge. That was huge.
Wild Thing. Yeah, that was a good movie.
That was a fun one. A lot of fun.
Yeah, so I feel like the movie was kind of like talked about, like he needed to figure out some of these memories or clear the air. I don't know. It was for him. But I hope it helps I don't know if it would ever help anybody with addiction. The way he ended up getting off of drugs is just it's not going to really help anybody.
How did he get off of drugs?
They interviewed his drug dealer in the second one, and he basically lessened the cocaine in his crack until it wasn't like getting him high anymore, and he just didn't want it. And so
the drug dealer played the doctor role of titrating down his cocaine.
Yeah, it's nuts.
That's kind of interesting.
And then I know, so I guess it did work. He said he's been 8 years sober. I hope that's true.
I know. Well, the only thing I can't help but thinking is the whole Matthew Perry thing, and then shortly thereafter he was dead. So I really hope that this isn't going to be a mirroring of that. I really hope that this is, he's doing great. He's on his journey. He's going to keep doing great.
Well, that's his life, though. Is like he gets it together, and then it's like John Cryer. I thought he was a good interview. It was basically like he almost. It's like he's just afraid and just like lets it all burn down. It's like everything's going good.
Yeah.
It's almost like he doesn't like believe he's worth this talent and everything that he's gained for himself.
What else, Lauren Taylor?
Nothing. I thought that Charlie Sheen, I mean, I hope he's sober. I thought it was cool that his dad got the Marshal Service did you make it to that part?
No.
I mean, this is something only like rich, powerful-ish people in LA could do. Like, can you imagine like if, one of your kids had a drug problem and they left rehab, that you just got a warrant out for their arrest and the marshals went to go get them? Like, that doesn't happen for normal people. Like, they're not, you go to tell them, my son's going to go do drugs again, he's going to kill himself, they're going to be like, what do you want us to do?
Yeah. The other crazy story is the Nicolas Cage and Charlie Sheen story on the airplane.
Mm-hmm.
That isn't like that would not happen today. No way. No, they'd be in jail.
Well, even they admit they should be in jail. I guess that's the thing. He got all these perks for being a celebrity, but then it really
celebrities. There's definitely some perks
at the same time.
Yeah.
And I did think it was kind of interesting how he outed Nick Cage. I was like, wow. I didn't really
funny.
like Nick Cage was the reason he was a drug addict. And I was like,
that's funny. I wonder if he cleared it with him. Probably not.
Probably not. He wasn't in it.
Probably not.
So, what else is going on with you?
I'm deliberately very slowly watching The Bear because I am loving it so much. I'm trying to get my son-in-law, who's watched the other 3 seasons. I'm like, Lucas, you got to watch The Bear because I need someone else to talk about it with. I'm just loving it. The music it's like almost perfect. The show, I think, this season.
Yeah, I do too. I can't believe I haven't finished it yet.
I'm deliberately going slowly. I could have binged it over the weekend, but I want to enjoy it. So I have an episode and a half left because after it's done, I don't know what I'm going to watch. So I'm trying to go. Maybe I'll wait for Stranger Things, hopefully. But we had a good family trip. The family went away to Greece. We celebrated my wife's birthday, and that was a fun trip in Greece. And my youngest should be returning home. She stayed to do some art school and touring there as an abroad program. So looking forward to seeing her back soon. But hard to believe the summer is over. It's very I don't know. Part of me is happy, but part of me is sad. Happy that I think I'm hoping and praying that this is a good year for everybody I know and everybody around us. The Jewish New Year is coming, so I'm really hoping that it's going to be a good New Year.
Well, so explain to our audience. So you got 2 Jewish holidays coming up. They both basically fall on Wednesdays when we usually record. So what's going on? What do you do?
Yeah, more than 2, but the two biggies are coming up first. So Jewish New Year is called Rosh Hashanah, the head of the year, and that's basically what it is. It's the Jewish New Year, and in Judaism, it's more about looking back a little bit. New Year's, it's about looking back at what the last year was and giving thanks and getting excited for the next year. It really is a lot of what that is, and so that's Rosh Hashanah. That's the one of the holiest days of the Jewish in the Jewish calendar, and then a week later is Yom Kippur, which is Judgment Day, which is the day, which is a day of fasting and real seriousness and really atoning for your sins over the past year. So in the Jewish calendar, the Hebrew calendar, it doesn't coincide with the English calendar. So it always is on a different time. But this year it just happens to be when we record. So so two big holidays coming up, very, self-reflective, pensive, serious days. And that's what's coming up. And so I wish everybody what we say is a sweet new year, and a year filled with apples and honey.
Yay.
Yeah.
We should I didn't really know the New Year part. Like we should have done our what to be thankful for earlier.
We could have done what to be thankful for.
Yeah.
I'm thankful. What are you thankful for, Lauren Taylor?
We usually do it in like the English New Year, but
yeah, we'll save it. We'll save it for that. We'll save it for that. Maybe
Okay.
next year we'll do a Rosh Hashanah episode.
Yeah, I like that.
There you go.
There you go. Thanks.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Tune us in, check us out, look at our social media, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We're all over the place. Check us out. Gross Anatomy Podcast.